Hello and welcome to ThePrint. I am Aamaan, and in a great speeches series today, we look at an address by C. Rajagopalachari delivered at the Glass House in Bangalore on 28th August 1948. We revisit the speech as President Droupadi Murmu unveiled a bust of Rajagopalachari at Rashtrapati Bhavan on 23rd February, replacing the bust of British architect Edwin Lutyens. The move was part of what the government calls its decolonization initiative. Rajagopalachari, popularly known as Rajaji, had succeeded Lord Mountbatten as Governor General on 21st June 1948, becoming the first and the only Indian to hold the post. He was replying to the address of welcome presented by the Bangalore Municipal Council. Rajaji began his speech by commenting on a visible problem at the event itself, the breaking of flower pots. He said, "It is a symptom of our freedom that everybody wants to be free, and it becomes difficult to maintain order. It pains me to see beautiful flower pots being broken. In the old days, lakhs and lakhs of people used to congregate for festivities and there was no incident whatsoever. Our country is large, our population is large, our aspirations are large, but our restraint is yet not large enough." The Governor General then addressed the burden of representing the entire nation. He said, "It is possible to arrange a welcome for Swaraj, but when a small man like me undertakes to receive all that welcome, I prove unequal to the task. The burden of welcome that we all wish to give to Bharat Mata as a whole, I am trying to bear on my single body. How can I represent the whole of Bharat Mata?" End quote. Rajaji spoke about how Mohandas Gandhi had taught Indians to see Bharat Mata, but had departed too soon. He explained that seeing Bharat Mata required good character and upright conduct. Rajaji then addressed what he saw as a fundamental challenge. Indians had won freedom, but had not yet learned how to remain free. He said, "We have won freedom, all right, but we have not yet learned how to remain free. It seemed easy to be loyal to British authority, but it seems difficult to be loyal to the authority of our own democracy." End quote. The Governor General noted that people were showing him more affection than they had shown foreign holders of his office, and explained why this gave him hope. He said, "I had thought that being an Indian, being one of you, having all the defects which you know I have, you would not treat me with the same respect as you showed the marquesses and earls who filled this office before me. I am glad not because I am tickled by your flattery, but because it gives me hope that you will show the same respect to those whom democracy places in authority." End quote. Rajaji emphasized that Indians needed to respect whoever democracy places in office, regardless of their previous occupation. He said, "An ordinary merchant who is doing some small retail trade today may be made President of the Indian Union tomorrow. The moment he is in office, you must look upon him as the President of the state and not remember his old occupation." End quote. For reference, the Governor General asked the audience to recall how clay idols of Ganesh are worshipped and then immersed. He said, "The clay, the earth upon which you are walking, can be made into Sri Ganesh and people fall prostrate before it. After the worship is over, they throw the clay into the water. We make ministers. You must respect them as you respect the great officers who preceded the ministers. The ministers are Sri Ganesh. If we do not worship Ganesh, our state will crumble to pieces." End quote. Rajaji then turned to everyday behavior in free India. He gave specific examples of how Indians should conduct themselves in ordinary situations. He said, "If you go with some money to the booking office and offer money and want a ticket, the booking clerk must feel, I am now serving free India and I must attend to this man promptly and quickly. If you buy a ticket and get into the train, you are getting into free India's train and you ought to not to occupy more space than you are entitled to. If you make any spot of free India dirty, it is free India that you make dirty. If you spit on the road, you are spitting on free India." End quote. Rajaji concluded by asking whether municipalities in free India would be better administered than before, tying this to his own sacrifices for independence. He said, "Am I going to see in the latter part of my life that municipalities in free India are better administered than municipalities in old India? Am I going to have the joy of seeing it? If I see municipalities brighter than they used to be before, I shall feel that it was right for me to go to prison to make India free. Otherwise, I should feel it was a waste of labor." End quote. Rajagopalachari served as Governor General until 26 January 1950, when India became a republic and the office was abolished. He later served as Chief Minister of Madras State from 1952 to 1954 and founded the Swatantra Party in 1959. Thank you for joining us on Great Speeches. For more from The Print, become a subscriber at theprint.in/subscribe. I am Aamaan in Delhi.